Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's PDAC 2017 here in Toronto, and we are very happy and also honored that we have Glenn Mullen here, the president of the PDAC, and we want to talk about this terrific convention, of course. Glenn, good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time. You are a very busy man these days, and we were just happy to get an interview appointment with you. PDAC 2017, it looks much better than last year and the years before. So, what's your opinion?
Well, I love this convention. For me, it's my 42nd straight convention.
Wow.
Haven't missed one since I was 16, and I still get as excited about the convention just before it starts as I did back then. I love it. It's a great party. It's great for networking. A lot of business is done during this convention. I think we're really proud of that. But on the international flavor, it's become dominant to so many extents. We have people, last year was a bad year. 22,000 people came. Yeah. 22,000 in a bad year. Yeah. And we had 125 countries send delegations of people. In a bad year, 125
and what's this
countries.
Year? How many do you think?
We won't know the numbers until tomorrow at some point, but the indications are very promising. Maybe even robust. If you've been to the escalators, there's every reason to think that the numbers are significantly greater. If you've tried to grab a taxi downtown, you know that the numbers are up. And if you tried to get your own hotel room, you know how difficult it is. And in a city like Toronto, that's really saying something. So
that's right, absolutely. No, so that's we are totally glad that markets have turned definitely, and it's going better. What are the specific themes this year for the PDAC? What's important for you?
We always have the same three themes. One of them is access to capital. Without money, nothing gets done.
That's right.
So the capital crisis, the financial crisis a few years ago, that was devastating. Capital dried up, so mining exploration dried up. So access to capital is a constant theme in a lot of our sessions, technical sessions, and so on. Poster displays relate to the raising of capital, regulatory regimes, good governance, dealing with Canadian stock exchanges. We're proud of the fact that most of the world's mining companies are based in Canada. So even if it's a foreign company from London, England, or Australia, they might have their main office in Canada and be working in the Philippines. So we're very proud of the fact that Canada is regarded as a favorable host country and an important place for the mining industry on the global stage. But together with that, the other themes are First Nations people, Aboriginal engagement, whether it's Australia or Indonesia or Canada or Russia. All of these countries have engagement with Aboriginal peoples, Indigenous peoples. Those are constant themes at the PDAC. You know, and if you think about it, mining companies are based in big cities. That's for regulatory, finance, legal, etc. But mines are always in remote regions. And who lives in the remote regions? It's communities, Aboriginal, Indigenous people. So the mining industry is really good at dealing with those communities in ways that most other industries aren't, because they don't have to deal with those small communities. And I guess the third theme is access to land. Without land, there's no exploration, there's no development, no discoveries. So whether it's Finland or Cameroon or Honduras or Canada, we want to have access to land and have every decision that's made regarding land use be informed. So consider the geological potential. Consider all of the other stakeholders before any decisions are made. So the PDAC really focuses on those three themes: access to capital, access to land, Aboriginal engagement.
Fantastic. What's your view on technology? Because when I'm walking, let's say, through the aisles, I saw many more technology companies. All of a sudden you see companies with drones, with laser technology, etc. It's amazing, honestly. And what's your view on that?
That's all very true, but my main tool is still my rock hammer and my compass. That hasn't changed during my life. But yes, we use drones, we use geophysical surveys. Mining industry has always been state of the art. We were the industry that really pioneered, it's called VLF surveys. Means very low frequency, electromagnetic geophysical surveys in the 1960s and 70s. The mining industry figured out it could use tracking signals for submarines to do mineral exploration.
That's interesting.
So it was a fantastic technology because it was cheap, but it was innovative to the cutting edge, and a lot of great discoveries were made using VLF technology. That's a bit dated now, but the mining industry evolves, and whether it's automation, clean technology, drones, There are so many applications, and every second booth at this convention relates to technology now. So it's not just mining companies and investors and the financial aspect, it's very technological. So those are constant themes of discussion.
Absolutely. How do you think will affect e-mobility in the future, maybe also the PDAC, but also, let's say, company-wise and metal-wise, because now we need much more lithium, we need cobalt, we need battery graphite, etc. Is there a new trend you feel also here that you have more exhibitors like from the lithium space, for example?
Well, it's an interesting question, and one we do get asked a lot over the years. What is the commodity of the moment, for instance? You know, and I'll use ice cream as a better example. Maybe it's mocha java or something colored green, but most people will end up using vanilla or chocolate when they finally make the choice. Those things don't really change through time, but the world needs commodities. The practical applications evolve through technology, so your cell phones and so on require cobalt and lithium. So there's definitely an increase in exploration for lithium, cobalt, and rare earths, amongst others. But most of the dollar value in the mining industry still comes from base metals and precious metals. Nickel, copper, platinum, iron ore on the base metal side, uranium, and then gold and silver, and diamonds on the precious metal side. So those things really haven't changed over time. Most of the value is still in those core commodities, but there is more exploration done for strategic and specialty metals.
Yeah, fantastic. Last question, also pointing out to exploration. I mean, we had the financial crisis, and to my feeling, it was like we lost 5 years of exploration. The markets dried out completely. Now we see every day like 3 private placements. What's your view on that? Do you see that also? Do you feel that here in Toronto that the exploration is coming back in the game, the money is flowing in, and for the future to secure the metal supply?
Well, that's the space that I live and work in, junior mining, and trying to access capital for grassroots, early stage, reconnaissance exploration. So believe me, we felt the pain over those 5 years because it was very difficult to access capital. Staying alive, surviving was really the strategy. Staying in business. The best rule in business is to stay in business. So once that started to ebb, there is a change, but it's not a sea change. We're not out of the darkness yet, not by far. We see the preliminary indications of an increase in financings, private placements, even drilling programs, even Canadian companies returning internationally on a much larger focus than they have. Those are all very good, positive indications that there's more money in the system. But the year-over-year statistics, they're not overwhelming. There's a slight increase where at the beginning, it's a bit early to say that things have really changed. So we're watching it closely and we're optimistic. We always are. But we're optimistic now with some statistical, empirical backup, and we hope that that trend continues.
Fantastic. Glenn, thank you very much for that and all the best. And we hope that you are back again at 30,000 visitors then.
Yeah, and Dankeschön.
That would be great. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, there was Glenn Mullen, the president of the PDAC. And yeah, you heard it. PDAC is back in the game here with many, many more people, many more visitors, more exhibitors, more countries are here. And we can feel the spirit here. Mining is back. It starts a new cycle in 2017. We keep you posted. Thanks for watching us. Bye-bye from Toronto.